Welcome to Tunapuna. So, mommy, what's for lunch, girl? Yesterday, it's along the pot. So, what's for lunch today?
Kiss cake.
Oh, geez, you have kiss cake, boy. Well, anyway, thank you for buying the kiss cake for me because we had a lot of chores doing this morning. You know?
Something to sweeten me up.
Something to sweeten me, boy. So, folks, we're going through Tunapuna. You must have seen Tunapuna a million times already on videos. But one more wouldn't hurt.
This one have love in it. A little extra love.
This one has love in it?
A little extra love.
Explain that, I don't understand that.
Well, you know, everything Mama look cooking, it a cup full of love. So since I cooking, it's a cup full of love in the drive. And in the cake.
Sorry.
This is a lot of sun and a lot of rain.
Yeah, but it's hot like fire in
It's
Tunapuna.
1 minute is sun like fire. And next thing is rain like peas.
You remember when Ramlogan had a gas station right on this spot?
Yes, of course.
Ramlogan gas station was right on this corner.
And there was one in St. Augustine. By Scarlet Ibis.
Yes.
Yeah.
What?
Full of love. Goodie for you. Goodie for lunch.
So we're making our way down to St. Joseph. Today's a day of paying bills.
So whatever you do it, not as a show.
But you know Mama lose speed, eh? We're making a picnic, an outing.
We're not going to the beach, but at least we're taking a drive.
St. Charles Church here. Tunapuna Church, right? You see where the cars exiting there? That was the old entrance, right, Louis?
Yeah.
But where the new entrance is, that's where my ABC's class was, you know.
You went ABC?
Yeah, boy.
I thought you went straight to university.
You thought I went straight to university? Right inside of there. Mommy, don't make me laugh now, girl.
Take this 100%.
No.
Oh, yes, there was.
I good. For the hour. You remember Fai's restaurant? Chinese restaurant, Fai's?
Good Chinese food. I don't know if they're still.
Yeah, man, they're still around.
It's a bar. You know, Nancy, I was thinking this morning.
You were thinking only this morning? Only this morning you're thinking?
2 words. 2 C words. Now, I always talk about the 5 C's in marriage. Communication, consideration, cooperation. What was the other 2?
Compromise.
Compromise. And
Confusion.
no confusion. I think I used to say the 3 C's in marriage, but I came up with another one. But I was thinking now about 2 C's, 3 C's, 3
Right.
C's that you shouldn't have in marriage. Huh?
Right.
The C's you should have in marriage: consideration.
You remember we paid property tax up there, Louise? And now
Consideration.
we understand there will be no more property tax. for you then.
Their money first.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about it. We talk about the 4 C's that you should have in marriage.
Mm-hmm.
I think I used to say 5 C's.
Mm-hmm.
But consideration, cooperation, communication, and what's the other one you said just now?
Compromise.
Compromise.
Mm.
And you could probably think of another C. But I thought about...
Hey, boy! You alright? Uh-huh.
I thought about 3 C's.
You hold it for me. But keep your hand up and everything will be alright.
Flip camera. Hi, how you all doing? So yeah, see how we are in Tunapuna.
Don't forget to come back to your thinking, eh?
Yeah. So I was thinking about 2 C's. And Lance just said a C that is not should be found in marriage.
How are you?
That is
Good, good.
confusion.
Mm-hmm.
You should not have confusion in marriage, and you should not have confusion in any relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Avoid confusion. Oh, and I got another one came to mind as I'm talking. Avoid confrontation. Replace confrontation with communication.
Mm-hmm.
So communication is something you should have in marriage, but what's the word I just used, Nancy? I mean, I forget already.
You're confused, man.
You shouldn't have confusion, and you should not have confrontation. So these are 2 new words that Lancy came up with as we're talking now. But I really was thinking of 2 C words that you should not have in marriage.
Okay.
One of them, we already 2, Lancy came up with 2.
Mm.
But one of them is to criticize. We should not have criticism in marriage.
Mm.
And when there is criticism in marriage, then there will automatically another negative word will come in, and that is comparison.
Yeah.
Now, this doesn't only, is not isolated only for marriage, but even when dealing with our children and any other relationship, avoid criticizing. Because when we criticize someone, we automatically put them down. And criticism is never received nicely. Even with your own children, if you criticize your children, they would be resentful of it. And as I say, and worst part yet, I know long ago parents did this a lot, but the worst part to do to any child, and as I say, even to your partner in marriage, which is a few of them, is comparison.
Right.
Comparison. To compare one child with another child.
That happened to me once in my family, you know. I was very young, and someone said, "You are not like your nephew, your nephew, right? Who happened to be about a couple months younger than me. But you're not like your nephew at all, eh?" And I resented it. And I said, "Listen, do not compare me, please. I am my own individual." Well, so what you're saying there is absolutely true. Comparisons
Bring resentment
Bring
for the
resentment,
person you're
yeah.
being compared with.
yes.
And also, it doesn't motivate the person who you want to motivate.
But tell me something. Tell me something. This matter of criticism, could we take criticism in could we not find a gentler way of saying things? rather than be harsh, that it becomes harsh criticism?
Of course.
You see, the harsh criticism is what leads to
Conflict
conflict.
and confusion.
Yes.
So those are the things you have to avoid. But I would say, so your question would be, is if you don't want to criticize, but you want to motivate.
Anybody recognize here? Okay. Sorry.
Exodus, band side.
Right.
Practice.
Hey, should we go to the house of Chan, Gil?
No boy, too late now.
Too late?
Too late. You
Okay.
have to be back home by 2.
Okay. So you're telling me
I have
now.
a bill to pay.
All
And
right.
I might be there until 2. So we're not making a picnic or a party today. Remember, boy? Please.
Yes. So let me hear you now, please.
Okay. So you are saying if you find something about a child or your partner, rather than criticize,
Softly,
what will be
softly
the best
handle the
way?
matter.
Just handle it.
But of course, the other party,
You could reason together.
but the other party may be hostile. Still, to any form of what appears to be criticism.
No, man.
You think so?
It all depends. Okay, criticism is where, to me, what you define criticism as. How would you define criticism?
Well, how would I define criticism?
I know you're good with words.
Okay, let me see how I
How
can
would you
define
define criticism in your own words?
The first thing I will be doing is I will be judging according to my standards. That's the first thing that will lead to criticism.
Right,
I am going to judge by my standards,
right.
right? And my standards may not necessarily be the right standard. So the first thing I have to do is now to think if what I'm going to say really is, kind.
But then, so there we come. Avoid criticism.
Then you have to avoid it.
Avoid it. Avoid it. And if it is something that you observe about someone, then you shouldn't criticize them. You should communicate.
Yeah.
You should communicate with what you observe.
Okay. So are we
So what
we're
we are
confining
saying-
this talk to marriage, right?
No, even at your relationship.
Okay. Okay.
In relationship. Okay. All right. If you want to bring it down to brass tack with couples, okay. Will you define criticism in a marriage relationship that a wife cooked a nice meal and your husband declare, oh gosh, this food has no enough salt? Would that be criticizing?
Yes, and it will be kind of unkind too.
Right, that's what I'm talking about.
Because she took a lot,
So
she took
avoid
the
criticism.
pains to present something that is tasty.
Or the food have too much pepper, you
Mm.
know, rather than say, this is good food, but I could have do with a little more pepper. That's communication. But
Oh, I
this-
gotta do with less pepper.
or I gotta do with some more salt,
Right.
Because I think that's where criticism will come in
Okay, fair
in
enough.
a situation like that.
Okay.
Food, people are very critical about food because Trini no good food,
That's right.
right? So it's very easy for if a husband tasting food, may not be his wife cook it might be a line, and he might say, not too much pepper, man. That is criticism. So avoid it.
But
Because you're finding fault.
okay.
You're finding fault.
You ever remember me telling you anything that sounded like criticism when it comes to cooking? Or
Well, you like my cooking, so you. The only thing you might criticize and say, the cake was too sweet. The goodie was too sweet.
the goodie was too sweet?
I didn't make it, so that's okay.
You didn't make it right.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
goodness,
think
plans.
it's any attack on the person's weakness is criticism. they'll view it as criticism.
But why would she have put less salt? Is it that she's concerned about your health?
Well, that's another thing. Or maybe
Supposing
for that.
right, supposing she knows that these days, pressure rises.
You're getting older.
You're getting older, high blood pressure. And
Right.
she
But you see now, if he had, rather than criticize and say this food had no salt, if he said this food could have do with a little more salt, then she will be able to say to him,
Well,
I
darling.
am trying to cook with less salt because it's not good for
Yes, folks, you guessed right. Weather for melon. We paid $7 somewhere in Port of Spain, not too long, San Fernando, not too long ago. But here it seems to be $3. So big sale, $2.99. Okay. I had to cut this video a while ago, not intentionally, but the temperature has been so hot today that the videoing just snapped. And a sign came on saying that could no longer function because of a rising temperature. To tell you how strong the sun is today, in all its fury, in all its fire. This here is the Uriah Butler Highway. We just turned off there at sharp left. And now we are here. So Mama Lou has gone to get some melon. Sweet, sweet, sweet melon. Just to come back a little bit of it, just to recap on Mama Lou's conversation. She was talking about what criticism does. Criticism leads to condemnation, and it leads to confrontation. And usually it also results in confusion. I was trying to explain that as a young fellow, someone said to me, I'm so unlike my nephew. And of course, that infuriated me. I saw no need that I should be compared. And when I went to work at the Express, there was no question of comparison. We were forced to do a job. I was 18 years old, and there was nothing about comparison. You had to fit in, you had to come to terms with it, with the job, and get it done. Then we got married, and we moved to St. Anne's at the time, Hutton Road, St. Anne's, and there was nothing about, criticism and condemnation. There's no room for confusion. We were a young couple and we were moving on. Soon we would have moved in 5 years' time, 2. In 4 years' time, I would say. We were married in 71. In 75 we moved to Trin City. So we were always, looking ahead and pressing on. It wasn't a question of criticism. It was a question of filling your place in the marriage and moving forward. Fill your place in the marriage and move forward. Maybe I should come outside a little bit there and see what happens at Mama Lou there. Welcome, partner. This spot on the other side is alright? Oh, okay. But it won't be spoiled though. It won't spoil. Oh, right. So, just keep in, just stop. So we have some lovely pineapple here. Watermelon. Oh, nice pieces here. Okay, here's an expert.
This one better ones, but over full.
It's over full.
Yeah. And next one full.
Mm-hmm. It's good, but not what we want.
That's why we
Yeah.
chance it.
Yeah. I knew the map wasn't good.
That's my buy kiss.
Yeah.
Boy, that's not the melon so nice.
I'll give you this one for 70.
Something?
A little more, I'll give you this one.
Okay.
Melon shining way.
Chilling the price.
See again, I never this problem here. Wait, rest.
Maruga melon.
Huh?
Maruga melon.
Moruga?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a.
I'll be half and half now.
You're taking this one as it is. Thank you very much. You're a good young fella. So here we are on Uriah Butler, the northern hills up there. Lovely breeze blowing here now. Thank you, friend. Rest on your seat there. Thanks. Thank you, Thank you. Sorry. You from Moruga too? Huh?
Yeah, born on road.
In Moruga? We were recently in Moruga, you know. There's a guy called Carl. You know the girl named Denise Gibbs? Denise? Peanut Rock Road? Yeah, boy. Nice. Thanks a lot, then, brother. So, folks, we are going to head out again.
Yes. So that's another stop.
Yeah, so I was just
Today
bringing
we're
them
on the
up.
errands, man.
Put on a seatbelt before I move off there, Louise, please. Hold it. You hold that for me there, will you? Okay, thank you.
So this is on
Uriah Butler.
Uriah Butler Highway.
You get your seatbelt on. You know, I used to go in the back there with the truck and drop some oils for the
Yes, sir.
agricultural ministry there.
Okay.
In the back there. the
You're
place.
about to work hard, you know,
Listen,
Nancy.
I got stuck in the back there in the mud, you know, one rainy day.
What?
Yeah,
So they didn't
boy.
have good roads?
And they brought a tractor to push me out. I thought it would damage the truck, but.
Okay, what are you?
Yes,
Usually.
yes. Coconut water, you interested?
All the money done.
All the money done? That's terrible.
All the money done.
So I was telling them folks while you were out there, you know, scouting for melon, that criticism and comparison could lead to some serious confrontations.
And confusion.
But it's not necessary because I was explaining about in our marriage we really, you know, there was no room for that. There was only room for growth and moving on.
That's right.
You know, room for growth and moving on.
No time for petty stuff.
No time for petty stuff.
Don't sweat the small stuff.
Don't sweat it at all. Okay, folks.
So now we are exiting onto the highway.
Huh?
Yes, so that is about criticism and comparison. You spoke about comparison
Yep, read it.
to compare.
We compare.
So your chapter closed then.
Chapter is closed.
So,
Yeah.
so we will just as a gentle decent marriage is compromise, communicate, considerate, be considerate, and what's your name? See, Lancy? And the C's to avoid is confrontation, confusion,
condemnation, whatever.
comparison.
Yeah. Nestle has been pushed back off this highway many years ago. There used to be some tours given to school children and whatnot. And we had gone in there, Franklin, Keaton and I. And this highway was not, it was on the drawing plan, on the drawing board. But it had not come about yet. And when I saw it, I said, well, this is going to be a big project to push back a part of Nestle company. But as the years rolled by, things got going, and today we have our 3 lanes. And Nestle has, well, I don't know what compromise was made with the land behind.
But when I first came to town, Nestle was just one building in it.
One building?
Yeah. They want to the right.
Okay.
So they went more to the left.
Mm-hmm. Yes, my friends.
Beautiful.
So we have some traffic ahead of us, and it's going to be kind of monotonous if we just are not moving forward. So I'm just about to close this video. We're right here at the Kirab Junction, KFC and Pizza Hut and all of those, Subway, and we have our famous nutsmen on the move here.
Yes.
And we have some plantain chips. A lot of Venezuelans are selling plantain chips.
And popcorn as well. Think about anything, you can get it on the highway.
You can get it right here.
Chips. You can get your cold water.
But it's an extremely hot day.
It is.
Yeah, it's better suited, I suppose, to something cold to drink. So friends, once again, out, and do take care of yourselves.
I will end with a nice Coca-Cola.
Oh my goodness. Very good. Thank you very much.
Quench the taste.
So folks, we just came back from our errands, and Mama Lou has gotten very busy, as we could see. Mama Lou has not asked me for any help, and really I did offer her a little help to clear this tabletop. That's about all the help I have given. But we want to talk a little bit about this melon here. Louis, how much did this melon cost?
Well, last week I paid $7 a pound for melon. So I was able to get a small little melon that weighed $50. And today I got a whole melon for $75.
Right, and this
Half
melon,
the price.
This melon was bought on the Uriah Butler Highway. We could recommend.
That's where we stopped.
Where we stopped earlier today, right?
Mm-hmm.
Good. And Mama Lou also got herself. My neighbor gave us this Julie mango. Yes, and friends also brought some mangoes. Mama Lou, what did you have here?
Guava.
A guava?
Oh my gosh.
This is Mama Lou's big triumph. She loves guava. I thought it was an orange or something, I never looked at it.
It's not special. I didn't even know what was put in it.
And this here, Mama?
Well, I bought stuff since Tuesday from Ronald, who has really good stuff, as you can see. Imagine this picture was bought since Tuesday and today is Friday, and how fresh and good it is.
Ronald and Teresa?
Yes. And I bought that from Ronald, plus this Karali.
Karali, yes.
But Mama Lou turned out for 2 days. Mama Lou turned out pot for 2 days. And only thing is cover. Well, if I don't do something, these vegetables are going to spoil on me. So I got very busy and started cutting them up and see if I will do better by cooking them quickly.
Right.
So that's what I'm in the process here of doing. Cutting up this stuff before they spoil on me.
It's nice to watch a good-looking woman working hard, boy.
Let's see.
Huh?
That's why you married me.
Yeah, boy, I know
You're
you're
looking a
from.
woman to do hard work.
Yeah, how you mean?
So you envisage when you married me that I would be
I knew you were a good homemaker. I could tell.
okay. Well,
I could tell, huh?
I'm glad I didn't fail you.
No. You never failed me. I have failed in several ways to complement the marriage, but
No, we were talking about comparison. Don't go
no.
comparing.
You are an individual by yourself. I'm not comparing you to another female.
No,
I'm talking about
but
me.
you're talking about you.
Yeah.
You're talking about you.
Talking about me, yes.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Don't
your
encourage
portfolio in marriage is quite different than mine. Although you help out in my case a lot, eh?
in your department.
In my department. Yes,
You help me out in my department too.
Oh, yes, Barry.
But there's no department in marriage.
That's right.
It's teamwork. We talk about teamwork.
Yes, teamwork.
You know, when you have department, one manager don't go in the next department to say what to do.
Yeah, but
You go to place.
you're well learned thing in NBA.
You go to place to go and tell the next manager what to do and how to do it.
Hey, Louise, I saw something this week here.
So in marriage, you don't run a department store.
No. Tell me
It's
something.
teamwork.
I saw something on the papers. There was a big article about internal audit.
Yes,
What
you mentioned
what
it.
is the benefit of an internal audit department
Plenty benefits, boy,
to the company,
to the company, yeah.
and it also protects employees?
No, it exposes employees.
Oh, it exposes? Okay.
Yeah, an audit department is geared towards protecting the company.
Mm-hmm.
Because with an audit department, for instance, you have to ensure that there are procedures written about how things should be done. So when the auditor comes now, if once you have procedures in place, then you ensure that the procedure is being adhered to.
Mm-hmm. Is there any new way that the audit department in this technological age could really approach anything different?
Well, sweetheart, I leave the company now. 17
No,
years.
but the
So,
basic tenet of the thing would be the same.
adhering to procedures.
Adhering to procedures.
Yes, and of course, you'll have to investigate fraud too.
Mm-hmm.
So then, like if you have to investigate a department, you will first have to do your approach for your audit, what steps you're going to take.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes, people use textbook to help them to do what steps.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of times you have to know the job of every department and how it is done to know where there are weaknesses.
Right.
So in an entire steps of audit in a textbook may miss out a very important step in another company based on the type of work it is, what type of company it is, different portfolios, how you operate. So an audit department is very, very important, and apart from ensuring that procedures are adhered to, you also have to do field visits, on the spot, cash count. When there are sales, you visit the cashier. You have to ensure that the sales balance with her cash, petty cash, that everything balances at the end of the day. So when you do a spot check, uninformed spot check, because as a cashier you can always work things to suit yourself, but on the spot is when And because
When heads
there,
roll.
there are several uninformed audits on cash, and you ensure that you do it quite often, the
Likelihood of
the
anything.
cashier will walk a straight and narrow road, you know.
Let me ask one more question. How has your audit experience helped in marriage? You audit my pants pocket then?
Well, as you know, always checking the credit card statement every month, and anything I see that I didn't spend, I say, Lancy, you know about this expenditure? What was
Only
that?
to find out that you did, eh?
So yes, you know, because a lot of times if you didn't have audit experience, you wouldn't go into some details about things. Like even sometimes verifying your own grocery bill, you know, to ensure that you didn't pay for something that you didn't get or things like that.
Well, you know, I admire you, and a while ago when we went there and you thought you had bought rice and you were checking your bill, and I often see you checking your bill before you leave the place or while we're on the way home, and you were able to discern, hey, I didn't buy rice, or did I put the rice into the cart and somebody took it out? But when we checked the bill, as you had been checking it, there was no rice paid for.
But I remembered putting rice in the cart because that was one of the main things I went for. But then I left the cart to go to look for something. I wasn't sure where it was. So my cart was unattended for maybe 10 minutes. And I also saw that I bought Coca-Cola. 2 Coca-Cola for $20. I said, that's a good buy. Right? And the cashier started, you were not with me, so I couldn't really see. I was busy with my head down in the cart, putting all the groceries. So I said to her, did you cash Coca-Cola for me? And she said, no. And then I didn't remember the rice because that was something big.
So you went back for the Coca-Cola?
So I went back while she was cashing for the Coca-Cola. But I remember Lyndon as a little boy once. So I don't know if there was some little prankish boy in the grocery like Lyndon. And we were shopping. And Lyndon put 9 kilos of rice into the woman's
Oh my gosh.
cart. And then he put some other stuff that she didn't buy. And he looked to see when she was cashing if it went through, and she didn't realize she didn't pick up rice, so
Oh my
whatever.
goodness, so you paid the price today.
So I thought today, well, maybe there was some little prankster in the supermarket took out my rice.
How old was in London?
And then when she was about 10,
Yeah, little
you know,
schemer.
so it could have little pranksters, you know.
Yeah.
Because I remember lifting the bag, and I thought if Lance was here, he would have lifted this for me.
But you know, maybe somebody needed rice also.
I thought it was easy to find.
Yes, easy to
Off
find.
a trolley.
So you paid the price. The reverse happened with
The
you.
reverse happened to me. Yes, but yes, an audit department is very important and it's also all state-owned companies supposed to have an audit department.
A vibrant
It's
audit
compulsory.
department,
Yeah.
with no bias.
Yeah.
Very good, yeah.
So now all of these things are behind me, and now I'm a domesticated little housewife. I don't know which one I perform better in.
You do well, darling, you do well.
Bye. All the best.